Welcome back to another episode of the podcast. Today we have a new series that we're starting called the Hall of Fame series. So we have success story Gabby Mills on today, and we're just going to have a casual chat. Like I said before we hit record on this, that I don't like podcasts to be like an interrogation. I just like to have a chat. So Gabby, welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's good to be here, actually. It's nice to be. I feel honoured to be asked, to be
It's been a
fair.
long time coming because, I mean, we've been working together for how long now? Years.
It has been for years. Like, I think it must be like 3 or 4 years. It's got to be. Well, I've
Three
known
or
you for
four.
like 6 years, to be fair, because my daughter was like 9 months when I met you in the gym at Energy
Yeah, I tell you what,
Fitness.
that'll be a good place to start. Let's rewind back to the beginning. So, Gabby and I first met because we
Yeah,
was both personal trainers at the same gym, Energy Fitness, right? And then
yeah,
COVID
did.
hit, and then was obviously no longer in the gym. But yeah, so what was that?
Yeah,
6 years ago?
that was because she was about 9 months when I was working then. She's nearly 6 years old. So yeah, probably like roughly about
Wow,
five,
Jesus
6 years
Christ,
or
time
something like
flies.
that.
That's
And
been
we haven't aged.
no, not at all, not at all. We, if anything, look younger. So
We do.
going forwards, then, what made you kind of go, okay, I'm going to join the team then? What was it that sparked yourself to go, okay, not only that I want to get a coach, but what made you join Smart Body Performance? What was the kind of like, I suppose, moment that sparked that want to join?
Well, having my first daughter, obviously being a PT yourself, you know what to do, but you're so involved with your own clients, you kind of your your priority kind of gets lower and lower, especially when kids come and then trying to run your own business and just there's lots of things in front of you and it's hard to kind of put yourself at the list.
Yeah,
So obviously I followed you on Instagram and I actually didn't even know about online coaching until you popped on. I'm like, what the hell's this? I was like, what's Reese doing? I was like, oh God, that's mad. Like, what is this all about? And I wasn't even an online coach then. I was just doing PT in the gym. So it was a very new experience to me. But
yeah,
yeah, I just needed I just wanted to get a six pack. Like, I think 4 years ago, it must have been 4 years ago or something like that. I was like, I want a six pack. I had the child. I want to get that was my dream. That was just the ambition I had, and I just felt like I was trying everything, but actually, I just needed someone just to plan my workouts, take that stress away, and just push me out of my comfort zone because it's hard to push yourself out of your comfort zone. And that's when I reached
100%.
reached out to you.
100%. So I actually remember that. I remember our first conversation. I was like, right, Gabby, tell me what you want to do. She went, I want a six pack. I was like, I love it. Originally, it was for a holiday, right?
Yeah, yeah, it was. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And it was just like, I mean, I've always been in such good shape, and it was just like it was kind of the six pack, but I just wanted to learn how to build up a bit of muscle as well, which is
Yeah.
completely out of your comfort zone for a woman.
Oh,
Um,
100%. Yeah,
just needed
absolutely.
that sort of like knowledge on how to build up muscle, really.
Absolutely. And as you know, like, I think as a woman, we get it a hell of a lot of times as well. I mean, we primarily coach women, and a big
Yeah,
thing is I would love to gain muscle, but eating more food, lifting
yeah,
weights, I don't know about that. And
yeah.
it's
That's
such an
scary.
intimidating environment to be in a
Yeah,
gaining phase, right? And I think one thing that women don't understand is that you can gain muscle, you can gain weight while staying lean,
mm,
toned, feminine, and
yeah.
feeling sexy, right? Because we've literally just come off the
100%.
back of a gaining phase. How did you
Yeah.
feel? A, before, B, throughout, and C, after that phase?
God, well, I moaned. Thank God I had you because I moaned a lot, didn't I? I was such a
A
moaner.
little bit.
Um, it was amazing, actually. I loved being a game face because it was like the first bit, the energy you got from eating more food was unreal. And then I was stronger in the gym. Like, the best feeling is being strong. Like for me, I was like bench pressing 50 kg, which I'm still am, by the way. But just the strength. I just felt so proud. Like, and
100%.
knowing that I barely put on that much fat, but I was eating double the amount. But it was just the strength in
Absolutely.
the gym, the energy, the feel good factor, and knowing that. And you can just see your muscle growing. It was just like, I don't know, I loved it. I loved that phase. I mean, obviously, times I put on the old trousers and I was like, this is a bit tight.
Yeah, 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 of course.
Saying to like the girls, like, I wanted my bum to get bigger, and that's exactly what happened. So I can't moan about it. It's just a bit tight on getting the jeans up
An
around my
excuse to
bum.
buy some new clothes.
Yeah. But I wanted it, so I can't moan. And then, the gaining is it's great, and I think everyone should experience it, definitely, because you
100%.
learn so much about your body, and you're taking yourself out of the comfort zone. And once again, everyone, like women, want to tone up. I feel like you have to go through the gaining phase to tone up. There's no point
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
toning up
absolutely.
something you can't. There's no muscle there to tone, so you've got to build it up.
One thing there's a saying I like is you can't sculpt a pebble. If you want to
Yeah,
build an hourglass physique, you need to have a baseline of muscle. So sometimes it is a
yeah,
case where you want to go through a phase like we done, gained a
yeah,
ton of muscle. So then
yeah,
the trials feel a little bit tighter, but in a good way, right? Your glutes are filled out, you're
yeah,
feeling a lot more confident. And now obviously
yeah.
we're on the
Women,
reverse of that, right? We're now on a
yeah,
dieting phase and we're getting ready for a photo shoot. So we're now stripping, we only gain a small amount of body fat. And I think that's inevitable when you're in a gaining phase, a small,
yeah.
small, small amount of body fat. And if you're doing it effectively, you'll gain a small amount, but it's always such a small margin because it's a lean, quote unquote, bulk, right? So
Yeah.
going into this dieting phase now and obviously having all of this extra muscle, how cool does it feel now you're starting to see the shapes even more in this diet phase and this new
Yeah.
muscle that you've seen obviously and grown? How cool is it to really see those shapes now?
Oh, it's so cool. Like your back, my back. Sometimes I can get someone to video me when I'm doing like a lat pull down. You could just see the muscles coming out,
Yeah, yeah.
and for me, I think that's pretty sexy. Like I just love
Yeah, for
it
sure.
when you can see a man's muscle. Like why can't you see a wood? Like for me, it's just it. And the definition. Everyone, most women want definitions in their arms and their shoulders, and it's nice to see that as well.
Absolutely.
Also, the core, the tummy, is the main bit for a woman, especially if you've had children. That's the hardest bit to get down to tone up because your skin stretches so much after having children and stuff. So
Absolutely.
it's just kind of toning it up and losing the fat around it because that's where it mostly sits on most women. So
100%.
it's a challenge, but I think it's just being consistent. It's that mindset, isn't it? And once again, I have moaned at you a lot, but that's why you need a coach. You need a coach to moan
100%.
at, them to tell you, pipe down, it's going to be all right. You just need someone to just help you through the hard times when you're feeling a bit vulnerable.
Absolutely. That's one thing I love about coaching. Like my style of coaching, our style of coaching at Smart Body Form, it's the same, the coaches on the team as well, is like we almost have like a really cool relationship with clients as well. And I know it's the same for yourself and
Yeah,
your team, but it's like, people moan at you and you go, shut up and get on with it. And they're like, God, you're right,
yeah,
Reece. Yeah, I do need to.
yeah,
Sometimes you just need to vent. Like I do it sometimes
yeah,
with my coach. I'm like, you fucker, I'm absolutely exhausted today. Like
yeah.
I just want somewhere to go and vent for a minute. And then once you get that message
Yeah,
back, shut up and get on with it. Oh, fuck, you are right.
yeah,
Obviously in a
yeah,
light-hearted way, right? But do you
yeah,
almost feel like having that someone in your corner is almost like, I suppose this gaining phase can be a little bit intimidating. When I feel like there's times I'm moaning where it might be, I don't do today's cardio, or do you know what, I just can't be asked
yeah.
to train. Do you almost feel like just having somewhere to go, get out your system, vent, and then go, right, I'm going to get it done either way? Do you feel like that's important
Yeah.
in a coaching relationship?
Yeah, and like also you don't want to let that person down as well.
Yeah.
Like you don't want them to be disappointed in you. I don't. To be honest, I think I'm probably one of the best clients you've had. To be fair, 'Cause I don't think I've ever let you down with my workouts. I feel
No,
like
you
I've
crushed
followed
it.
through.
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, I've done
Absolutely.
it. And only because I just like probably showing off a little bit maybe. But like it's just nice to be like Gabs, you're crushing it, and or I've sent you
Yeah.
a picture of something, or I've hit like my weights have gone up, or I've hit a BP. And it's nice to have that sort of level of like proudness and acknowledgement and knowing
100%.
that you're progressing. Because some people aren't into fitness, so they're like they don't really get it. But if you're like having that sort of
Yeah.
push now and again, it's just nice to have that communication
Absolutely.
is key.
100%. And out of curiosity then, with that, I know you mentioned, you haven't really missed a workout or you haven't really missed a beat. Like obviously, you're
No,
human, right? So there's times you miss
yeah.
workouts and nutrition and so forth. But do you feel like the standards you set yourself from a workout perspective directly have impacted the standards you set within career, within business, within family and so forth?
Yeah, I mean, I've got a high standard. Like I'd say that I'm pretty tough and not hard on myself, but I'm just so motivated. Like I'm just probably a bit obsessed with fitness, but I just love the feeling that it
Yeah,
brings,
of
and I
course.
just want to spread that to other women. Like, working out, it's not just for, you know, to get you from A to B, but it releases all that anger, that stress, that anxiety that you have as a woman, and it makes you feel on top of the world. It gives you a clear mind for business perspective. Like, if I don't work out, I just feel like, I just need something just to
Just
release my
a
mind and
release.
set me
Yeah.
free. I can
Has
feel
this
like I can
always been
concentrate.
you, or has this been more of a recent thing?
Well,
This kind
workouts.
of get up and go about you. Is that more? Has this been in you since the child? Is it something you've built over time? Is it more of a
Oh
recent
right,
thing?
yeah. Oh, I've always been like very physical, but I think thinking positively is probably a newer thing.
Yeah,
Um, the get up and go I've always had, but it's the positive aspect of it. The mindset has changed massively.
of
It's being
course.
positive about yourself and about life and I think a lot of people think like in their own they're in their own bubble and they think it's so like everything in their life is so bad, and sometimes you just think you just need to take a step out and go, actually it's not that bad. But
100%.
venting to your coach and telling them like, oh my god, this is so bad, I've had this done and I can't do my workout and then I feel shit, I've eaten a burger, and it's like, can't just calm down, just
Yeah, yeah,
chill.
yeah,
That's what
absolutely,
and I
absolutely.
think it's just venting that, changing your mindset of what you're in at the minute, this vicious, like weird mental bubble. That you just need to kind of take a step back. And I think having a coach helps change your mindset in a positive way and resets it for you, because people get
100%.
themselves in the right
Yeah,
storm.
absolutely. Yeah, 100%. I actually done a post on this a couple of days ago, and it's like I had 3,500 calories worth of McDonald's, and the post was basically yeah. So it's saying you would have to eat all of this food on top of
Yeah,
like let's say for instance you're a woman, you maintain at 2,000 calories a day. You would have to eat all of this food on top of 2,000 calories a day just to gain a pound of body fat. If you gained a pound, you can lose it the next week. Like,
that's a
it's
game
not the end of
changer.
the world. Like, so many times people go, oh, gone so far over. I'm going to hit the fuck it button. I'm going to get a takeaway. I'm going to have a bunch of bottles of wine. I'm going to smash a kebab and I'll deal with it all on Monday. Really, all you done was you had an extra cookie. Fucking the end of the
Yeah,
world. Cool. Just fucking crack back on tomorrow, right? So that mindset's amazing. And like you say, sometimes just having that coach in your corner to remind you and to go, listen, it weren't as bad as you thought. You went a little bit over. Cool. Here's what we're going to do. We'll add just steps up a little bit. We don't have to do this, but if psychologically we feel better by doing so, here's what we're going to do. We're going to change your calories to X. We'll change your nutrition to X for a couple of days. We can rebalance the scales, if you will. We can rebalance the amount of calories across an average. And we're back to check progress. You're like, okay, cool. Guess it went about as I thought, right?
exactly. Yeah, and it's just
100%.
mad because I think if you don't really like, you think, as once again, I feel like men and women think differently about food without sounding like
Yeah, no, no, dude.
sexist.
100%.
You know, women are scared of eating, whereas
Yeah.
men, like, oh, if a man doesn't eat, you know about it. But like, I just think women. That's why I feel like everyone should go for gaining phase, because you don't realise actually you have to eat fuck loads to put on a lot of weight, and over time,
It's
obviously. But
perspective, right?
yeah, and I think obviously if you're sitting around doing absolutely nothing and you're eating a lot, then obviously you are. But I think, if you weigh it out with activity and lifestyle and all that kind of stuff, it really does open your eyes. And like you said, it's a lot of like mental health as well. It leads into fitness, and it's such a big thing, and it's so important that we keep our activity level high, and just like you said, just go
Absolutely.
out for a walk, get some fresh air, just to release any sort of
Of course.
bad
And people don't
bad
see the
storm.
bigger picture to it as well. Like eating more food can improve your mental health for many reasons. Gives you more energy, you have better workouts, you have more of a dopamine hit after, you feel more proud of
Yeah,
yourself, you feel more satisfied. Everything has that huge knock-on effect after. And the amount of times I spoke to women and they go, oh, do you know what, Reese, I would love to build glutes. Or I'd love to have like
yeah,
a thin waist, wide glutes, and I want that hourglass figure. It's like, great. What's the diet look like? Oh, I'll have a salad for breakfast. I'll have, a
or don't
protein
eat
bar for
breakfast.
lunch, and I'll have another
Yeah,
salad for dinner. So, okay,
yeah,
cool. So you're expecting to grow huge glutes, but you're eating salad and dust. It's like, that
yeah,
ain't gonna happen, right? So,
yeah,
like I said, I do get it because you're totally right. Like, dieting is all psychological. As much as you'll get scientists and gurus and people who've got nutritionist educations and degrees, this is how you always can tell the difference between somebody who's super educated from a book and research perspective and someone who's
Mm.
educated from a book and research perspective and a practical perspective working with clients,
Yeah.
right?
Experience.
Because
Yeah.
there's a difference between what's great in theory and what's great in practice. And in theory, all of these factors that are super optimal is great. But in practice, psychological needs need to be met. So for women, it's extremely intimidating sometimes increasing food intake. It's scary.
Oh, massively.
So
So scary.
psychologically, what can we do about that? Okay, why don't we increase your fat intake? It's going to help with a hormone perspective, but naturally, where it's a lower food volume, psychologically, you don't feel as intimidated to eat as much food because your
Yeah.
calories are a little bit higher, but the volume of food's the same, so you don't feel like you're eating so much more, so it's more stomachable and more comfortable, and
Yeah.
you don't feel as
Yeah.
scared to do so. Like these small little things that people don't realize that make a massive difference psychologically to a dieting adherence it
Yeah.
blows
Yeah.
it blows my mind, right? Is that something you've experienced?
Yeah. Well, with me, isn't it? When we went through the gaining phase, isn't it? It's like
Yeah.
it's just changing the, like you said, the volume and changing what you eat and how much and then I think
Absolutely.
also the scales part of it, like jumping on the scales daily. A lot of people have a bad relationship with the scales, but I think that actually makes the relationship better if you jump on the scales
Agreed.
daily, because then you get a better understanding of how much your weight fluctuates. And I always say to my clients, like, even if you ate a salad, even if you just didn't eat anything, if you didn't eat anything all week, which don't do that, but if you just didn't, your weight would still fluctuate. It doesn't matter if
Yeah.
you eat clean, if you don't eat clean, it will fluctuate. It's out of our control. There's no point getting upset about it. It's a waste of your
100%.
energy. Um,
Absolutely. I
so
done
I
a
was just
test the
saying
other
to them,
day for a post as well, and it's like I had a liter of water, and I was like, for everyone who wants to gain a kilo of weight really, really fast, here's the best strategy. I just downed a liter of water and stepped on scales as a kilo heavier. Like these small things that you don't realize. Again, like you say, it could be hormone balances, it could be carbohydrate retention. So obviously storing more water in the body. It could be stress. You increase the hormone cortisol, you retain more
yeah,
water within the body. It could be needing to go to the toilet. You could be
no
drinking more
sleep.
water. So many things come into play. So when you do it
Yeah,
daily, like you say, and you look at the average, you can go, okay, cool. On average, I'm down. But 3 days of the week, I spiked right on up. But I can see that. I can see it came back down. So I understand fluctuation better. So that's a really, really
yeah,
powerful point that I hope the women listen to this can really take in. So just rewinding a little bit, before you joined Smart Body Performance, what was your hesitations? I know you said online. What the fun is I've never seen this before. What was your hesitations
yeah.
before joining the program?
Um, at that time, I think because I wasn't online coaching as well, so I think to be honest, it's a lot of it was obviously cost, and
Yeah,
I
of
know that a
course.
lot of my clients have that as well. Cost, money, like how are you going to get me results if you're not going to see me? Because online is such a new experience. It's like, how does it even work?
Yeah, 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 of
Um,
course.
and also, like, I guess, how do you know? I guess also it's just having that the trust in that person. Like, what I found is, like, obviously we knew each other, but we didn't know each other on a deeper level that we do now. But like,
Yeah,
I'm
of
just like,
course.
how are we going to deal with my moaniness when he doesn't know what it's like to be a female, I guess, going through all the shit. But you
Yeah,
actually
yeah, of
do.
course.
You seem to well, you just put up with it, really. But no, it's just like, I guess you've just changed whatever the problem is. You've always overcome it. You've always helped me overcome it, if that makes sense.
Of course,
Um,
absolutely.
I
And I
think,
do get it as well, because you're like, and I know oftentimes, like, I know we briefly knew each other, so there's a small degree of trust. Obviously, it's not the same as now, but if you was to take somebody who may see you on social media and they don't have any mutual friends or even geographical location, maybe they're living 500 miles away, and they're thinking,
yeah,
how can I trust somebody online? It's an intimidating thing,
yeah,
right? So
yeah,
I think that's a large part where you follow said person, you look at what they do, you see if their morals and the things that they stand for is kind of aligned. You find members who have had results very similar. So do you
yeah,
almost feel like seeing other results from people in the program that might be similar to yourself, female, maybe similar body type, maybe similar age, maybe similar
yeah,
lifestyle? Do you feel like that helped build trust? To go, maybe this online thing ain't as bad as it looks.
yeah, definitely. And like I say to to my clients, you actually online is so much better because you can actually have more of your time. You can message you more. I can ask you, I won't have my calories today, or how can I do this, or oh god, I'm craving this chocolate bar, I've just eaten it. I don't know. You can just message them more than a PT in the gym. You get more out of it. It's like a 24-hour care
24-hour
system,
PT. Yeah.
rather than one sweaty workout that's not really going to get you results. So it's
100%. And I
more
mean,
intense.
when you joined the team as well, you were PTing and now obviously you're online coaching. Is that because you
Yeah.
kind of almost experience the difference of results that you can get from online in comparison to PT?
Yeah, definitely. Like, because I've had the experience with both now. I've had a PT in the gym and I've had you like online coach. So I've had both, and it's because it's like it's not just a sweaty workout that's going to get you results. It's a lifestyle change. It's the steps. It's the sleep. It's the water. It's so much more than just what everyone thinks. I'm doing 5 workouts a week. It's like, great. Well, what's your sleep like? Food, nutrition, supplements. It's
That place
so
to
much
vent as
more.
well.
Yeah, yeah,
It's that place to go,
yeah,
Reese, back off.
yeah, yeah. Exactly. Um,
Amazing.
and I can just send you as many videos if I want. If I was stuck on my technique, for example, a lot of people
Yeah.
think that as well, and you don't realise. I'm only down the road. We could always meet up and go through stuff, but if I send you a video of me working out, you can tweak my technique just like that, and it's
Yeah.
quicker. It's time consuming, and you think seeing that PT once a week is going to help you, but I feel like it's not. It's not good enough. You need more. You need like I said, 24 hours.
For some
Um,
people, something I noticed is actually having a PT can make their results worse than when they had no one there. And this is going to sound super controversial, but I'm going to say why sometimes I feel like this could be the case. And it's not always the case, but
yeah,
what happens is somebody will be going across a transformation journey. They'll get a PT and think, okay, great. I've got a PT now, so I don't need to worry too much about everything. I just do what the PT says. I don't worry about anything else, and I can just kind of
yeah,
relax. I can take my foot off the ball because my PT is going to put the foot on the ball kind of thing. So then
yeah,
when that PT only looks after their workouts, they think, great, I just need to work out well and then I transform. So they take emphasis away from their metabolism and hormones and nutrition and their activity levels and their sleep and stress and energy and water and so forth, because all of their emphasis is on the training because they've now got a trainer. So then all of a
yeah,
sudden they go, right, their nutrition slips, their sleep and quality slips because their emphasis has changed so much towards training, which is only 10% of the result, right? So
yeah.
now the emphasis has changed, which means oftentimes results can slip. So that's something that I've noticed happens quite a lot. And I'm not too sure if you've maybe noticed something similar.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, they think it's just. I think it's obviously it's nice chatting with someone, but you can still chat. My clients can still chat to me as much as they
Yeah,
want in the
100%.
week. If you want to chat, we're not here for a
They want
chat
a good
though.
old
We're
natter.
making results. Um, but yeah, 100%, and it is a lot. Also, I just find you're just relying on that person all the time. Like what with the online coaching, you learn how to push yourself out your comfort zone without someone else doing it for you, and I think that's the key in life. Because otherwise, if you have a PT all the time, when you actually end up, you're gonna have to have a PT for the rest of your life, aren't you? Because how are you going to learn about nutrition and
100.
stuff like that
It's a huge
if
point.
you haven't, got an online coach? And it's just you're constantly relying on someone to push you out to comfort zone. But if you can do it on your own, then you will never need a PT or even an online coach forever. You just need it to get you from A to B, and then once you've got your results, you've got that for life.
I could not agree with you more. And I think that's a really good point that we didn't mention. It's the difference between long-term and short-term results. When you
Yeah,
have an online coach, or we'll just say when you have every box ticked from a transformation perspective, you can then learn and go, okay, great. Like the amount of times that we've had clients who's left us 2 years ago and just send over a message going, hey, by the way, I just want to let you know that, I'm X more pounds or kilos down since we're working together. My results are still in an amazing place. I'm smashing it even more now because I've learned what to do and I can keep it. So thank you. And like that, it gives me goosebumps talking about like that message
yeah,
just to go, hey, by the way, I know we ain't been working together for 2 years. I just want to let you know that I'm still smashing it because of what I've learned. And it's like, that's what
yeah,
matters. Like, it's so hard to do with PT because you learn how to train in the gym, which is great, but that's not where the results are from. And then it becomes
yeah,
a real big struggle outside of that when you go, okay, cool, I'm not with my PT anymore because I had to remortgage my house to do it. So fucking hell. Now what do I do? Like, I don't know what to do with my
Yeah,
nutrition. Or,
yeah,
okay, I've been
exactly.
waking up
Yeah,
going for a pee 5 times in a night. How do I stop that? You know, like the small things. Like, imagine you got on that coach. You go, by the way, I'm waking up 5 times in a night to go for a pee. Like, how do I stop it? You go, oh, you just do this. You don't stop drinking water before this time. You take this supplement in the evening,
yeah,
maybe a bit of vitamin C, and here's how we're going to overcome it. But then imagine
yeah.
how you PT that. They'll be like, oh, well, that's a shitter. Yeah, I'm not too sure what to suggest there. And it's
Yeah,
like,
sure.
that's where you
You
need to
work
have.
out.
Don't get me wrong,
Yeah,
and there is some PTs. I'd probably maybe say 5% that will also help from an online perspective, and
yeah,
hats off to them. But I still remember from when I was a PT, I tried, but when you're back to back on the gym floor with clients all the time, to build the right systems in place, the right education tools, the right levels of communication and ability to jump on Zoom calls whenever, like that is so difficult when you're a PT because you're in that gym all the fucking time.
you
So
don't
I
want to talk
tried to
about
do it, but as a
it.
PT, I was a PT for 5 years. I didn't add the online element. I thought I did because I would give them a meal plan. I'm looking after their nutrition now. But realistically, that I wasn't holding them accountable. I wasn't checking up on their food diaries. I weren't
No,
course correcting consistently by taking data every single week during a checking analysis to find out exactly where they are. I wasn't doing it because I didn't have the capacity to. I didn't have the
you
time,
have time as
mental
well. Like,
bandwidth. Like
yeah,
it's
yeah.
difficult, right?
It's so difficult. Yeah, and it's also like when you're back to back PTing in the gym, you're like, oh, because and then in the evening you don't really want to talk to anyone because you're so tired
Yeah,
from
of
talking
course.
to all
Just
these
spend
people
time
every
with
day.
family. Yeah.
Yeah. So like with online, it's so much easier because well, you're there all the time. If they send you a message, you're happy to talk to them because you've got all that. You've got more time to actually
Absolutely.
spend with your clients.
100%. And out of curiosity, whilst we're on that topic as well, like obviously you've got beautiful children. How do you feel like your training, nutrition, we'll say fitness journey has affected motherhood?
Oh, it's made it so much better. Because when I've had both of them at such a short age gap, lockdown as well didn't help. But it was like you don't have any time for you. It's always about them, which is not obviously it is going to have to be about them. But it's made me realise to deal with the stress. They're so girls are very hormonal already, but they're just so intense. It's just so intense. So just like it's like and I've just found a lot of people like a lot of people say to me, oh, you wish I could have a body like you. Wish I could do. Well, you can. You've just got to push yourself out of the comfort zone. Like it's not to me. It's not hard, but then like I said, I'm very motivated. But like for example, when they both were so young, I just when I was breastfeeding, I used to feed her at like 5 o'clock in the morning, and then she used to go back to sleep. So then I would get up and go to the gym then, because otherwise there is no way I'd be able to work out when they're both there,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and they're both
Distracting.
asleep. I've got it done at 5, and then they used to wake up at 6ish, and I was like, I've done my workout, set for the day, and I've got the rest of the day to actually be happy and I've got the energy as well because the workouts gave me so much more energy. Then I could play with
100%.
them, I could be with them, and I'm in a better mindset. And then the next, and that's how I set myself up because
Absolutely.
if I didn't do it then, and there was no way I'd be able to do it in the evening. I think you have to really, if you really want the body that you really want, then you have to kind of change your times and your workouts. You're always going to be tired. That's what I always say to my clients. No matter what time you wake up, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, if you get a good lie-in, you still wake up tired. So just get up earlier and get your workout done.
Yeah, 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 absolutely. And I think one thing that people don't even see is the knock-on effect again it has. So like for instance, when your kids are watching you work out and be healthy and just be confident. Like for instance, there's been so many mothers that we've worked with that they've gone, yeah, I just felt like I went on a holiday recently and I was hiding in photos and I just didn't feel confident and I was going on a beach
Yeah.
with a t-shirt and
Yeah.
it's like they don't even realize that the children are watching that and go, okay, I
Oh,
guess it's normal to wear a t-shirt to the beach, or I guess it's normal that when we take photos you kind of not kick up a fuss but try and avoid it or just hide a little bit. Like I guess this is the way to act. But then they go through the transformation journey like, I just went on a fucking holiday. I couldn't stop taking photos with my little ones. I felt good, right? Or, it'll
Yeah.
get to the evening and instead of falling asleep on a sofa, I'm chucking them around the living room playing with their toys. Like they have
Yeah.
this newfound energy and it's showing their kids that being healthy is cool. Like, it's a cool thing to
Yeah.
do. It's not a weird thing. It's not a thing that, oh, you're obsessed. It's, yeah, actually, I'm obsessed with being healthy and happy and confident and energetic, right? And
100%.
that's
Well,
okay.
yeah,
Like, it's normal.
yeah,
Do you
100.
agree?
Yeah, yeah. My daughter, she when she was off school 'cause she was ill, um, she was like my little camera woman in the gym. I was like, can you just film me doing pull-ups? She loves it. She absolutely loves it. She's like, Mummy, I'm gonna be. Can I do a pull-up? And she's trying to do pull-ups now. And she can do a
That's
press up.
amazing.
And like, so she's very sporty, and I haven't pushed her into it, but she's grown up with me in the gym. She's watching me. I taught classes when she was baby. She was always mum. She was there, like in the front. You know, she knows how to do a burpee. She loves it, like absolutely loves it, and there's no forcement. You know, and
100%.
I think it's important that she learns from this age that do what you love doing, whether that's, running, swimming, whatever. And you just gotta, if you don't love it, it's hard to do it, obviously, but
Yeah,
if you love it,
absolutely.
then it's just natural for you to just get on with it.
Absolutely.
And
But like
it
you
is
just
like,
say there, sorry, carry on.
I was going to say, you want them to grow up being fit and healthy and feeling really confident. For girls, I guess it's a hard generation to be brought up with TikTok and
Yeah,
Instagram
agreed.
and all this fakeness
Agreed.
stuff.
I
And
totally agree.
but I think it's getting better. I do feel like girls don't feel like they need to put makeup on and to make themselves feel beautiful. Do you know what I mean? Just do
Yeah,
the workout and make you feel
I
good.
totally get it, because it unfortunately is the day and age we're in, where,
Yeah,
girls' heroes 20 years ago was probably, I mean, I might be wrong, but like the Margaret Thatchers or the actresses or the
yeah,
singers. And it's like, now it's the influencers who put filters on their faces and change the way they look online. And, like it's difficult. So when they have a role model like yourself or like their mother or whatever it may be that's teaching them to be healthy, to be happy, like you said, you're not forcing your kids to do anything, but they're subconsciously
yeah,
watching you be fit. They're subconsciously watching you work out, and they're going, "Mummy's doing it. I want to give it a go." Right? Then they go and give
yeah,
it a go, and they do like trying to do a couple pull-ups or trying to do a burpee, right? And straight away they're
yeah,
going,
yeah.
my mummy's my hero, so this must be a cool thing to do, so I want to do it. So they're growing
And
up being healthy and
yeah,
having it, like solidified in their brain that, okay, this is a cool way to live. This is a good way to live. And I don't think there's anyone in the world that can disagree. Being healthy, confident, and energetic is a bad way to live, right?
exactly. And we do put our kids first. And a lot of mums are like, oh, their kids are very healthy and energetic, and they feed them well, they put them to bed, and they give them all the nutrition and make sure they exercise. And then I'm like, oh, what about you? Why are you not doing it? Like
100%.
what's going on there? Like, you're not putting this, you have to do it with them. Do a run with them. They're
100%.
going off doing gymnastics for an hour. So if you sitting there scrolling on TikTok, you go in the gym, go for a run.
Yeah. And it
Do
does create a bit of a
something.
disconnect as well, because the children are going, okay, you're asking me to do all of this, but you're doing none of it. Like,
Yeah.
why do you not do the things you tell me to do? It's the same way if you had a coach, right? And you go, oh, you're telling me to work out, but you don't train. Or you're telling me to eat healthy, but you eat donuts every day. And it's like,
Yeah.
same kind of thing with your kids. Like, they don't think about it when they're 3 years old. They just kind of, monkey see, monkey do, right?
Go
But
along.
it will get to the point when they grow up and go, oh, this stuff you're telling me to do, why don't you do it? Like, why don't we do it
Yeah.
together? Even more so, why don't we do this thing together, right? And I think that's where it almost starts to become more of a realization for most women when their kids get older and they start to actually understand things a bit more. Then they ask that question: why don't we do
Yeah.
it together? Or why? You're telling me to go outside and play and dance or play football, whatever it may be. Why don't you play with me? And it's like, oh,
Yeah.
I would love to, but my knees hurt, my ankles hurt, I'm too
I'm
tired.
tired. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So
And I
I think
think
that's
life,
really powerful what you've just touched on. I think
yeah.
that's amazing.
Just
And
like life is short as well. Like, you don't want your mum growing up like, ill and not being able to look after the grandkids.
that's the big
Your
one,
kids.
grandkids.
Yeah, like,
Absolutely.
I want to be the coolest, fittest grandkids go, like grandma. Sorry, it's weird me saying because I'm totally too young for that. But
But still, you're
I
right.
want
And you know what? So we got another podcast episode this evening of a member of ours called Mel, and we had a call on Monday. And she's going to do a photo shoot. So she's 50 years old, and she joined us in February. She was 50 2 weeks ago, whatever it was. And her goal was, I want abs for my 50th. She said, that's what I want, abs for my 50th. And I was like, cool, right, let's do it. And she joined because her daughter, Georgia, was with us as well and got amazing results. But
Well, that's cool.
we had a call on Monday and was like, right, she was like, I want to do a shoot. And I was like, I would love to know what gave you the spot. I know your daughter, Georgia, done the shoot because it's Georgia's mum, Mel, who joined. And I was like, what made you now want to do it? And she goes, I just can't wait to have grandkids and show them. I want to show my grandkids the pictures. And I was like, that's so
Yeah.
cool. Like, let's do it. Right. So like just
Yeah.
having that bigger picture, look at it and going, right, I'm going to do this stuff, not just for me, not just for my kids, but my kids, right? It's
Yeah.
massive. But just kind of rewinding, like, we've been together for years now. We've done a shoot before. Fucking safe to say, you got in unbelievable shape. What made you stay? What made you go, I see the bigger picture, I want to continue crushing it? Like, why didn't you go, I got the result now, I'm where I need to be, I know how to keep it? What made you go, I'm not done?
I just wanted to put on muscle. I wanted to go through that phase to experience it, but learn. Like I love a built up muscle. I love women, especially women in CrossFit that are just absolutely just muscle
Units.
definition. And I love when men can really push themselves and they just look. I think it's a bit unfair that men can actually put on a bit more muscle than women. I find that annoying, but anyway, it's what it is. But like, I just wanted to push myself out of the comfort zone. Like, I've never done it, and I have lost a lot of fat, and I did look really good at a photo shoot, but I just thought I could look even better if I just put on a bit of muscle. And yeah, I just wanted to learn about it. I just wanted to learn how to put on muscle as a woman. Like, what do I need to do? Because that was totally out of my comfort zone, and I just needed help with that.
Absolutely. So safe to say it's been one hell of a journey so far. And I think where it's been such a long journey as well, the difference that I've noticed in you, not just, I suppose we can call it as an athlete, like not just as physique and body, but you as a person, like you in career, you as a person as far as, I suppose, the confidence and even just energy, like in a voice note, like these small things, you've come on leaps and bounds. So from my end, I want to say I'm very proud of you because you've crushed it very, very, very well. And it's not been an easy journey because you've had hurdles and obstacles and just normal lifestyle stuff, right?
Yeah.
Kids, social events, anniversaries, birthdays, like they all add up, right? So
Yeah.
very, very good work. 'Cause I think you're always your own harshest critic. And sometimes you do need to take a step back and go, Gabby, fuck me, you're smashing it. If I keep going like this, I'm unstoppable.
Definitely.
I'm unstoppable now. But, from my perspective, I think you need to be very proud of yourself and take the opportunity to go, do you know what? Look in the mirror. Yeah, I'm doing what I need to do. And I haven't left a stone left unturned. Makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. I know, but then that's having you there to help me to say that. I guess say that, isn't it? It's having a coach to tell you that. It's hard to tell you that.
Absolutely. So
I wouldn't have
just
done it without you though.
say again.
I wouldn't have done it without you though.
Oh, bless you. But, you're sort of one putting in the hard work, and that's the hardest part, right? So somebody on the fence thinking, I would love to get going on my health and fitness journey, but they're putting it off. They don't know where to start, whatever it may be. What would your advice be to them?
That's a good question, isn't it? Well, get a coach. Me or you would be great. Well, it's just like depending what their goals are, really, isn't it? They need to have like a sort of vision of where they see that, what they actually want, where they want to, what they want to do, what if it's fat loss, if it build muscle, and instead of just faffing around with loads of diets and looking on YouTube at workouts to do to build muscle, to lose body fat and what to eat, I would say you're going to have to get a coach. You have to get guidance. It's really difficult doing it alone. I found it, even though I'm trained and I know exactly what I need to do, but you still need someone just to help you plan out that first 4 to 6 months, just to give you that start that you need, just to push yourself, and the knowledge as well behind it, because you're constantly learning. Fitness is always updating all the time, so it's having that knowledge that you can have, that you've got, like I said, for the rest of your life.
One way that I put it as well is like, imagine if you'd done your clutch in your car right? Would you go in there and try and fix your own clutch? Would you take it to a mechanic, a professional that's going to fix your car, right? And people go, oh yeah, no, but it's easier said than done. Like, I need my car. It's like, would you not need your health? Like, your body is your car. Your body's your most expensive car. Look after it, right? So it's the same way I look at it. But Gabby, thank you so much for your time today. For those listening, where could they find out a little bit more about Gabby Mills?
Follow me on Instagram.
And what is the Instagram for those listening?
Oh, it's Gabby Mills Fitness.
Awesome. I'll put it in the show notes. But Gabby, thank you so much for your time. Your journey has been insane. And to say I'm proud of you is an absolute understatement. And again, thank you for allowing me to be a part of your journey. And many more years to come crushing it.
Yes, even more. Watch this space.
Yeah, absolutely. Watch your space. I'll see you guys in the next episode.
All right, thank you.